Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon and I need to come up with a better intro because I feel like this intro is really like forced all the time and I'm not great with the intros. So I feel like I need a better intro, but I just don't know what my intro is yet. I haven't found it, so like I feel like just the normal intro is easier than like trying to come up with something. I don't know. Like maybe my intro from now on will just be like, hey, but with more energy and um I don't know. Like I don't know. Anyways, on to the content of this video. Today I'm going to be doing a self-destruct video. I've seen this going around a lot and I actually think it's quite an interesting experiment in a sense because I have so many books that I should have gotten to by now and just haven't. So I feel like this is going to give me a push to read some of the books that I should have already read. And because of that, I've picked some kind of maybe unexpected books because I feel like it's going to give me that final just shove over the edge to actually pick these up and decide whether to read them or not read them, DNF them, unhaul them. I just feel like it's going to give me some clarity on some of these books. I have 6 books here today that are going to be on my self-destruct pile. If you do not know what a self-destruct pile is, it means that if I do not read these books by the end of the year, I have to unhaul them. No if, and, or buts, they've got to be unhauled. So it's really on me to read these before I am forced to unhaul them, because it would be pretty shitty if I had to unhaul books without even giving them a chance. But because of this whole video experiment, I should be able to like squeeze these into my TBRs throughout the year and hopefully read these and get some clarity on them finally. Without further ado, the first book I have here is Heartstream by Tom Pollock. This is about Amy who, through her mum's illness, broadcasted everything on the app called Heartstream. This is like essentially like live streaming, I take it, and she creates a fan base that follow her and her mum along this journey. But the day of her mum's funeral, she returns home to find a fan has set up camp in her kitchen with a bomb. And when I first read this synopsis, I was like, that sounds so intriguing. And I picked it up almost immediately once it was out. And I still haven't read it. I don't know what month it came out in. It did come out in 2019 though, which means like roughly I've had this for 2.5 years and I still haven't picked it up, despite the synopsis sounding great. I did pick this up at one point and read like the first chapter. I tend to, when I'm in a slump or not sure what I'm in the mood for, I tend to read the first chapter of books and see how I feel. So I have actually sampled this before, but I feel like it's been on my shelf for 2.5 years. It sounds really good. It's fairly short, so I feel like this is a good one to start the list off with. And hopefully I can squeeze this onto TBR soon. The next book I have here is We Were Liars by E.Lockhart. I have had this since I started watching booktube, and that was about 5 or 6 years ago now, and I still haven't picked it up. And with book talk like becoming a thing, this seems to have like gotten hyped again in a sense, and I feel like I own this. I've owned it for like 5 years. I still haven't picked it up. It's so short. There's no reason why I shouldn't have already read this, but because of the book talk hype around this book, I feel like it's been put back onto my radar, and the perfect time to get to it is this year. If not, then it needs to be unhauled. I mean, 5 years, that's a long time to be sitting on my shelf collecting dust. Like, I've also somehow managed to avoid all spoilers and synopsis of this book. All I know about this book is what it says on the back, which is We are liars, we are beautiful and privileged, we are cracked and broken, a tale of love and tragic romance. Which are lies, which is truth, you decide. That is literally all I know about this book. I avoided spoilers when I first heard of it on booktube. I've avoided spoilers on book talk, so I feel like my luck's gonna run out and I'm not gonna be able to avoid spoilers forever. So this should have already been read, but it will be read this year, or it will be unhauled. I don't know. Like, I guess we'll find out. In the same vein as We Were Liars, the next book I have is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I I bought this a while ago, not quite 5 years ago, but I bought this like maybe 3 years ago. And again, I've been seeing this all over booktube. This book was already hyped on my Instagram before I seen it being hyped on TikTok. How many times am I going to say hyped in this video? I don't know. Like, can we have a hype counter, Shannon? Maybe editing Shannon can be ours doing that. If you can, do it. This is a Colleen Hoover book, and Colleen Hoover has like a cult following, and I need to know why, because I haven't actually read much Colleen Hoover. I don't even know if I've read a Colleen Hoover. Have I? I have no idea, but I am going to be reading a Colleen Hoover this year because I own this. It is hyped, and I would like to finally know why everyone is so obsessed with Colleen Hoover. What I know about this book is we follow Lily, who starts a new relationship with a man named Ryle, and she seems to be building towards a future with this man, and things start going a little bit haywire when she starts thinking of her past. Enter Atlas, her ex-partner, and you have a love triangle that is very emotional. I believe this book is really emotional actually, because I've not heard any spoilers, and I haven't seen anyone specifically say why this is like an emotional book, but I do know that it's emotional in some sense. I do want to read this really soon because I am quite excited for this. Having like read the synopsis again and seeing it all over book talk and people's reactions, I think that I want to get on the Colleen Hoover hype train so that I can see what it's all about. And hopefully this will be a really fast read because it's contemporary romance. And I've heard Colleen Hoover is like a fast read. Does that make any sense? I've heard it's a fast read anyway, and I do want to get to this. So here's hoping. And the next book is Five Little Liars by Amanda K. Morgan. I bought this on a 2 for £7 deal on Amazon, and I still haven't read it. I am so bad for buying cheap books, okay? If I see a book that's cheap, I will buy it, even if I'm only mildly interested. And I'm trying obviously not to do that because I'm on a book buying ban, and I'm trying to prioritize the books that I already own. So like I'm not doing it as much anymore, but I was so bad. Like anything under £7, I just instantly bought. Mild interest. I've heard one person talk about it and I'm like, bye. And I shouldn't do that because I end up with books like this that I know virtually nothing about, haven't heard much about, and don't have huge interest in anymore. Let us see what it says. Nothing ruins summer break like a secret, especially when that secret is a dead teacher. Ivy, Tyler, Kinley, Cade, and Mae were virtual strangers before Dr. Stratford's psychology summer class. That all changes when an altercation after class leaves the 5 students standing over their teacher's corpse. Now they have to get rid of the body and come up with a story that doesn't end in jail time. With the police hot on the case, they don't have long to figure out how to trust each other. But in order to take the lead, you have to be first in line. And that's the quickest way to get stabbed in the back. Okay. It does sound quite good, actually. It does say perfect for fans of Karen McManus, and I don't have the best time with Karen McManus books. I've loved one, I hated one, and one was middle of the road. I am, however, enjoying the One of Us is Lying TV show. It's okay. I'm only on episode 4. It's alright. It's nothing groundbreaking. I can watch 8 episodes of it and enjoy it. But I feel like the stamp is just screaming downfall before I even start. So that's something. But yeah, like, it does sound good. It sounds okay. I hopefully can get to it, read it fairly quick. It's a YA thriller mystery. It should be fairly quick, and yeah, like, the font's huge. I could read this fairly quickly. I just haven't, and there's no reason why I shouldn't have read any of these books yet. The next book I have here, I don't have the dust jacket on, is This Golden Flame by Emily Victoria. And the reason this book's on here is because this was the first book I received in my Fairy Loot subscriptions, and I still haven't read it. So I feel like that's really bad, because I first received this back in March last year, I think, which is coming up for a year, and I still haven't read it. So I feel like this should be a priority. I stopped my subscription box for Fairy Loot just for a while, because I was getting a backlog of books from Fairy Loot and I haven't read any of them. Did I just call myself out? I just called myself out. I do read. I promise you, I read. I just don't know what I read, because, like, apparently all the books on my shelf I've had for years and don't fucking read. But I do want to read this, and I want to start, like, chipping away at some of the Fairy Loot books I've received before I restart my subscription again, because I feel like it's fairly pointless having the subscription box when I don't know how I feel about the books. I feel like reading the books now while the subscription has stopped will give me a little taste to see if it's worth continuing on or trying another subscription box. I don't know, but either way, their books are beautiful, but I should probably read some of them before I continue receiving them, right? That makes sense. I would totally tell you what this is about, but I don't have the dust jacket near me on hand, so I'm not going to tell you what this is about. I'm just going to tell you that I'm going to read it. I'm really bad at YouTube. The last book I have here, and probably the most surprising one on this list, is going to be Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. And if you can see behind me, I'm going to move out of the way. This is my Cassandra Clare shelf. Take this away. No. This is my Cassandra Clare shelf. I have a fair amount of Cassandra Clare. I have the whole Mortal Instruments, I have the Infernal Devices, the special edition of Clockwork Angel. The series is superior to anything else I've read from Cassandra Clare, so, you know. Then I have Chain of Gold and the fancy edition of Chain of Iron. I have Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, the Red Scrolls of Magic Book 1, and then I have the Dark Artifices. Listen, I've tried to read this book twice and I have failed miserably. I even still have, like, see, I got 193 pages in the second go, and I still have not read it. I own all 3 books. I bought them as they came out. I bought this when it released, and unfortunately I've just had the worst time with this first book. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I've enjoyed Cassandra Clare's work in the past. The Mortal Instruments was okay. The Infernal Devices was elite and deserves the hype, because I absolutely adore Tessa, Jem, and Will, because they're my babies. But when it comes to this one, I just don't know what's not clicking in my brain, and it's kind of sad, actually, because I was really looking forward to this, but I've tried twice now, and it's not happening. So I feel like I need to give it one more go, sit down, actually try and get my head back into the Shadowhunter world, and maybe hopefully finish this book and then continue on with the rest in the trilogy. If I cannot get through this again, I think I will be unhauling the Dark Artifices trilogy, because I cannot keep trying this book. I cannot keep forcing myself to pick this up and then get 100, 200 pages in and put it back down. And it's taken up valuable shelf space as well, because like I have all 3 books. So I feel like this is the last chance for Lady Midnight, and I think I will vlog that. I think I'm gonna do like a last chance vlog where I vlog maybe this and Heartstream, because they're 2 that I have tried once, tried twice, and not been successful with. So I think that I'm gonna vlog my experience with this for the final time, and hopefully I will get somewhere. And that is it. That is all I have for you today. That is the 6 books on my self-destruct pile. If I do not read them by the end of the year, then I will be unhauling them. So I guess it's just up to future Shannon now. She has the reins, and hopefully she will do past Shannon proud, because like there's 6 books. I'm sure you can try and read 6 books before you have to unhaul them. And just this is just like a little note for future Shannon. You have to unhaul them. You're not allowed to say you're going to unhaul them and then not unhaul them. That's not how this works, okay? If you do not read these books, you have to unhaul them. Okay, back to present day viewers. Hi, hello. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're interested to see me vlog any of these books, leave the book title down below. Let me know if you've read any of these books, how you fared with them, or even what's on your self-destruct pile. I challenge you to pick one book off of your shelves, and if you do not read it by the end of the year, then you have to get rid of that book. And let me know what book you decide to pick if you decide to participate. Again, thank you so very much for watching. Do all the things that YouTube likes. I'm pretty sure the subscribe button's down here, the like button's over here. I'll link something up here. I don't know, but either way, stay safe, happy, and healthy, and I shall see you next time. Bye!